many topics, but we talked about this relation, like a balanced relation where you can bring the two aspects of life, I mean, Yehuda and Hesed aspects, and balance these. So in that particular moment, we are discussing about Jacob being mature after going to Haram, and so he could balance and send the gifts to Esav. I mean, take another perspective in life. So there were many things, and kings of the dome and so on. But not that there aren't any particular questions at the moment.
Thank you, Felipe, for sharing the session that you had last night. And good evening, Yanis. We're so happy that you're here. And previously, we posted here, if you browse here on Conversation Chat, you will be able to see the letters Bet and Aleph, Yanis and Felipe, if you can browse up before we posted Craig as a recorder. There's like 2 photos that we did of the Bet and Aleph, because there will be discussion in the book, in Sefer HaBahir, about the letters. So if you browse up the stream of the chat today, you will be able to see the letter Bet and the letter Aleph, because this will be the reading today. So let's read today Mark. Yes, let's start with Mark 14, Siman Yodaled. And good afternoon, Abigail. We are so happy to see you here. And if you browse up, yes, the chat, you will be able to see 2 photos that we posted previously, the letter Bet and the letter Aleph, because the Sefer HaBahir will speak about the letters. So let's read together Mark 14. This is part of the teaching of Rabbi Bon. Bon is good, also starts with letter Bet, with the dot of the infinite in it, like Rabbi Berachia, like Bahir, Bracha, and so like Bereshit. Please pay attention to the stream that comes from Rabbi Bon. Now Rabbi Bon asks in Mark 14, למה בית סתומה מכל צד ופתוחה מלפניה? Why, yes, in a graphical form of the letter Bet, it is blocked from each side and open only in the front. ללמדך שהוא בית לעולם, to teach you that the Bet is a home. Yes, a house to the world, to the universe. והיינו, and that is, the קודשא בריחו, the holy blessed he, הוא מקומו של העולם, the holy blessed he is the place of the world, ואין העולם מקומו. Yes, and the world is not his place. Yes, the infinite can dwell in the finite, the holy blessed he is the infinite, can dwell, yes, space, can, yes, קודשא בריחו, the infinite can dwell in the finite, yes, but the finite is not his place. ואל תקרא Bet, and don't read Bet, like the pronunciation of the letter Bet, but bait, a home or a house. הדה דכתיב, this is what it is written in Proverbs 24:3, בחוכמה ייבנה בית ובתבונה. In wisdom a house shall be built, and in understanding. It's part of the verse because the verse continues. Whenever we find here words from a verse, and then we read the name of the verse, the location of the verse, it is always part of the verse. Whether there are 3 or 4 words, it is always almost part of the verse. So what is recommended to do is to open the space. Yes? If it says Mishlei Kaf Daled 3 or Proverbs 24:3, to open and read the whole verse because it gives us the context. Here they use only 3 or 4 words just to hint at the context. The beautiful and the good would be to open the verse, not just this or any verse which is mentioned here, and read it in its place, in the context. So the question is, he says, don't read bet, the name of the letter, but read it as bayit, like a home, a house. Because, and this is why it is written, the verse from Proverbs 24:3, Bechokhma yibane bayit, in wisdom a house shall be built. In wisdom a house shall be built. Because a house, yes, is bayit, bet, and in wisdom, there is a wisdom in it of building a house. There is a wisdom in what? In building a man. Because he says, and soon we shall see why he claims this claiming. This is in wisdom. Ulema bet doma, and to what the letter bet is resembled to or similar to, le'adam shenotzar bechokhma, to a man that was formed in wisdom. Shesatu mikol tzad, what is the wisdom of forming a man? And he explains, man is blocked from each side, like the letter bet, and is opened in the front. Ve'ha'alef patuach mile'acharav. Now he brings a parallel picture. The bet is blocked from all sides, and you can browse and see the graphical form of the letter bet. The bet is blocked from all sides and open in the front. But he says, ha'alef patuach mile'acharav. The aleph is open in the back. Kazeh. And he says like that. You can browse and see. The aleph is open in the back. Lomar, ze zenav habet. The aleph is open in the back, on the right side, yes, to say this is the tail of the bet, which is open at the back of the letter aleph. You can browse and see the graphical form. She'il malechen, that without it, yes, without being the bet, yes, upon the tail of the aleph, behind him, the world, he says, men could not exist. Men could not exist without the tail of the bet. כך, אלמלא bet בזנבה של א', in that way, without bet in the tail of the aleph, לא יתקיים העולם. Without bet in the tail of the aleph, the world could not exist. Now, what is the bet? Yes, in the tail of the aleph, this is duality. Without duality, without two, the world could not exist. Also, man could not exist. Do we understand, before we look into the drawings and inspect the elements, do we understand what Rabbi Bon is saying or asking or tries to teach us in the sayings? Yes. Yes, Abigail. Let's go and read again Mark 14. You can browse up, yes, and see the formation of the letters. And if not, just listen. Yes, and we shall repeat and open his sayings. Rabbi Bon, yes, is teaching. Mark 14. Yes, this is page 23 in Koren print edition. Yes. למה ב' סתומה מכל צד? Why the letter ב' is blocked from each side and is opened only in the front? Yes, the bet, the letter bet, the graphical form of the letter bet is like 3 walls, yes, up, right, and bottom. Great, Abigail. So the letter bet, yes, is blocked from 3 sides. Up side, there's like parallel line, right, and the bottom 3 walls, yes, and open in the front 3 walls, and without a wall, there's an openness to the world. This is the question. He asked why the letter bet is formed in this way. 3 walls, and then without a wall, and this is the opening to the... It's open in front. And he answers, ללמדך, to teach you, שהוא בית לעולם, that the letter bet is a home or a house to the world, to the universe. והיינו, and that is the קודשא בריחו, that the holy blessed he, the holy blessed he, the infinite, הוא מקומו של העולם. He is the place of the world, of the universe, the infinite. Yes, let's stay in one terminology, otherwise it is confusing. והיינו, the קודשא בריחו, the holy blessed he is the place of the world. ואין העולם מקומו, and the world is not his place. So, first he asked why the letter bet is blocked from each side and open in one space in the front. And he says to teach you that this is a home to the world. And the holy blessed he is the place of the world. Holy blessed he is the place of the world. ואין העולם מקומו, and the world is not his place. Meaning bet is a place, is a home to the world. The letter bet is a space, a home to the world. And the infinite dwells in the world. But the world is not his place. The infinite dwells in the world. But the world is not his place. The infinite can stream infinite life into a tree. And we can see the tree blooms and sends buds and flowers and fruit, and then when the sun comes really hard in the summer, it gives the fruit, and then the leaves are dropping. So the infinite moves through the tree and its manifestation. But the tree is not what? Is not infinite. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy Blessed He, is the place of the world. But the world is not his place. We can see the expression of the infinite go through a tree, through us, but it's not in place. Ve'al tikra bet, and don't read bet as the name of the letter, ela bait, but read the letter bet as bait, as a home. Because this is what is written in Proverbs 24:3, Bechokhma yibane bait. In wisdom a house shall be built. Don't read bet. We could say Bereshit starts with bet. The letter bet, the second letter, and he says, don't read it as bet. Read it as bait, as a home. Because it says in Proverbs, Bechokhma yibane bait, a home, a house in wisdom. So every place we see bet, it is bait, a home, and it also implies wisdom. Every time we see bet, is also bait, a home, and it implies wisdom. Every time we see a home, a house, yes, it is wisdom. We just say home or house in English. It says every place we see a home or a house, it is wisdom. Also this world, universe that we're living, is a home for us, but it implies wisdom. Look at what is happening here. Trees, fishes, air, all system. It is in wisdom. This home for us is built in wisdom. There is not any other possibility but wisdom. Mark 15. Ulema bet doma, and to what bet is resembled to or similar to, le'adam shenotzar bechokma, to a man that was formed in wisdom. Shesatum mikol tzad, the man is blocked from each side, ufatuach milfanav. Also, the letter bet is resembled to human, which is blocked from each side and is open in the front. Now he takes a different angle. He explained the parallel between man and the letter bet. Now he goes to the letter aleph. והאלף פתוח מלאחריו. And the letter aleph is open in the back. Yes? On the right. Yes? If we look at it visually. והאלף פתוח. We shall explain that question, Abigail, later. And he says, והאלף פתוח מלאחריו. And ha'alef is open in the back. It's not blocked. It is open in the back. Kazeh. You can see here, even here, the letter aleph, there's like drawing. You can see it is open in the back. Lomar, to say. The opening of the aleph in the back. Zeznav habet. This is the tail of the letter bet, which is in behind that letter aleph. The opening of the letter aleph in the back implies that this is the tail of the letter bet that is appearing there. שאלמלא כן לא יתקיים האדם. Without the bet, yes, being the openness of the aleph in its back, man could not exist. Bet, again, with כך, אלמלא בית בזנבה של א', In the same manner, or in this way, without the letter bet in the tail of the Aleph, lo yitkayem ha'olam, the world could not exist. So, what here Rabbi Bon tries to tell us? How is the letter Bet is structured and how the letter Aleph is structured? Who would like to share with us his or her impressions from the letter Bet and the letter Aleph, as much as he or she can perceive so far and would like to share? Felipe, Abigail, Yanis. Before we shall answer this question, Abigail asked a question. In what instance is letter Bet used with or without the dot? Yes? The letter Bet, when it's empty, this is the world of duality. Two, if you'd like to, or a home. Yes? When the dot is inside, the dot, the infinite dwell in the duality, or the timeless dwells in time. The timeless dwells in the manifestation. This is the letter Bet with a dot in it. Or the infinite dwells in the finite. This is a Bet with a dot in it. The letter Aleph is open in its back to enable an access, because from the nomenon, from the source, yes, the letter Aleph in a way, yes, symbolizes the source. Yes, so from the source, yes, the manifestation, the letter Bet, the duality goes out. Therefore, the source is always what? Open, open, open. Please pay attention, open and close. How Rabbi Bon describes the letter Bet, closed from all sides. And he says man is also formed in this way, closed from all sides. But the letter Aleph is what? Open. The source is always open. The finite is always what? Closed. Do we understand? Before we continue and traveling with Rabbi Bon, do we understand that this is the principle on which the teaching is standing on? Most welcome. So let's continue to Mark 16. Now, there is a new name. We have met him before, or the name. Amar Rabbi Rechumai. Rechumai, mercy. By the way, Racham in Aramaic, it means loved. Yes? So depends. If you read it in Hebrew, it is mercy. If we read it through the Aramaic, it means love. So Amar Rabbi Rechumai, Ha'ora kadma laTorah. Yes, the light is before the world. And the source of saying, Psalms 97:2, and it is always recommended to open the verse in its context, because here there's only 3 or 4 words. Yes, this is only, let's say, the potential of the teaching. You can open the verse and see this is only the potential of the teaching. So, Amar Rabbi Rechumai, said Rabbi Love or Rabbi Mercy, Ha'ora kadma laTorah. The light was before the world, from where he learns it, from Psalms 97:2, that it is written there, she'anan va'arafel sevivav, that a cloud and a fog around him. She'ne'emar, that it is written or being said in Genesis 1:3, Vayomer Elohim yehi or, and God said, let there be light. So this is what Rabbi Rachumai tries to tell us. From which point of view God says, let there be light? From fog, from cloud and fog around him, from the fogginess. He said, Vayomer Elohim yehi or. From the unknown, or the vagueness comes this Vayomer Elohim, let there be light. Amru lo. Now, there's like here, we don't know who. Yes, Amru lo, this is a plural. They told him. We don't know who told him, but it's of the many. אמרו לו, קודם יצירת ישראל בנך. They told him, there's a different text coming from nowhere. Let's see what is the relation between those verses and now the parable. Because it's never linear. אמרו לו, they told him, before the creation of Israel, your son, תעשה לו עטרה. Make him a tiara, like a ring, like angels. אמר להם, he told them, the many, it's not clear who, so the singular told the many, הן, yes. משל, למה הדבר דומה? This is parallel to what? למלך שמתאווה לבן, to a king that has a thirst, a lust, a craving for a son. ומצא עטרה נאה, כלוסה ומשובחת. And he found a very beautiful ring, excellent tiara. It's a feminine, yes? It's not a crown, masculine. עטרה, yes, it's a feminine ring, yes? And he found a beautiful, excellent tiara. שמח שמחה. He was happy and thrilled, happy in happiness. ואמר, and said, זה לבני לראשו. This is for to his head. אמרו לו, they told him, the many. ויודע הוא שבנו ראוי לזה? Does he know that his son is worthy this tiara? אמר, he said, שתוק, כך עלה במחשבה. Be silent. This is how it rose in the thought. ונודע שנאמר, and it was known that it was said, Samuel 2:14, וחשב מחשבות, and he thoughts, and he thoughts. ישב, now there's another figure here, or another teaching, ישב רבי אמוראי ודרש. Rabbi Amorai means sitting with love, was Rabbi Amorai, ישב רבי אמוראי ודרש. Rabbi Amorai was sitting and teaching. למה א' ברור? Why Aleph in the head, in the beginning? שהיא קודמת לכל, that is previous or before all. ואפילו לתורה, and even to the Torah. Questions so far? Mark 18. ולמה ב' קרובה לה? And why the letter bet is close to it? to the letter Aleph. מפני שהיא הייתה תחילה, because the letter Aleph was before. ולמה יש לה זנב כזה בית? Why the tail on the right? You can see, you can browse up the stream and see it has a little tail. ולמה יש לה זנב כזה? Why does she have such a tail, the letter bet? And he says, להראות מאיזה מקום הייתה. To show from which place she was. ויש אומרים, and some say, שמשם נתקיים העולם. And some say that from there the world has been existed. From this tail of the letter bet. Now, questions. סימן י"ט, Mark 19. ולמה ג' שלישית? And why the letter ג' is third? מפני שהיא שלישית. Now he asks, why ג' is third? And answers, מפני שהיא שלישית. Because she is third. להודיע, to inform, שהוא גומל חסדים. That he contains, delivers grace, many graces. Chesed is singular. Chasadim is many. Innumerable grace. The holy blessed he, gomel chasadim. Gomel is also not just paying, but it's just everlasting grace. Rabbi Akiva Amar. Now there's another. Rabbi Akiva said, למה ג' שלישית? Why the letter ג' is third? Another question. מפני. Now the answer is, and please listen to the verbs that he counts. He will now count 3 verbs. It is a triangle in a way why it appears third, and he says here, מפני שגומלת. It has the capability to feed until the end, and I would like to open it. What is gomelet? The verb ligmol, to pay, to prepare to completion. So he says 3 verbs that he will use now to demonstrate why the letter gimel is third. מפני שגומלת, gomelet, she is bringing into completion. Also, gamal, it means bring to completion. When a baby stops being fed by mother breast, we say, hu nigmal. He doesn't need what else? The breast of the mother are 2. So he completed, yes, the stage of duality, 2 breasts or mother and son, and now he's in the third. So the gimel is a completion of duality. This is why he say gomelet. So Rabbi Akiva Amar, lama gimel shlishit? Why gimel is the third letter? And now he will read 3 verbs relating to the gimel. Gomelet, complete. The letter gimel is gomelet. She's paying until the completion. Umegadelet, and grows. Umekayemet, and exists. 3 verbs. Kema de'at amart, as you say, and he will bring a quote from Genesis 21:8. Vayigdal hayeled vayigamal, and the boy grew vayigamal, and he stopped what? Vayigamal, he does not need the mother breast. Vayigamal, gmila. Like we say in English, when people go to recovery from alcohol, we say rehab. Usually we say rehab. Gmila, they don't need it. So vayigamal is like a camel. Also, gamal as a noun is a camel. There's enough grace. Yes, the gamal, the camel is in the child. Yes? Imagine camel in a child. He can walk now in the world of duality without the grace of a mother, of duality, of her breast. This is why the Bible says here upon the growth of Isaac, at the days they made a feast. It's a very crucial moment in the life of a child that he stop what? Needing the mother as, how do you say, the mother's breast. It means he has enough grace to walk in life, yes, independently of the supporting of the mother. Yes, in certain communities, yes, I will soon return to Isaac. Yes, in certain communities, this age is crucial because at the age of 3, a child is being taken from the mother's care, not physically, yes, but there is a ceremony, not ceremony, but there's like tradition that at the age of 3, the child is being taken from this baby, soft, mommy and baby, and at the age of 3, he's capable of learning, of reading and writing. Yes, in certain communities today, the child at, yes, the age of 3 is capable of reading and writing. This is Vayigamal. He doesn't need the soft attitude of mommy breastfeeding my baby, moo, moo, moo. He is capable of what? In the world, read and write. At the age of 3, Abraham and Sarah make a feast to mark this point in Isaac's life. When Isaac is 3 years old, we read about this happening in Genesis 21:8. Vayigdal hayeled vayigamal. He grew, yes, the child grew, vayigamal, and he's very happy. He doesn't need this. He can stand on its own without the protection. Serve my baby. And guess what happens two verses later? Yes? Ishmael is shooting arrows in him, tries to kill him, to divide him into 2. This is what happens. Yes? He's standing in the world and he's an object, yes, for Ishmael's arrow into 2. Amarlo told him, who this is my word or my saying, כי הוא גודל וגומל חסד לשכנו עמו ואמון אצלו. אמר לו, it's not clear who. This is my saying because he is growing וגומל חסד and like pays with grace to his neighbor with him ve'amun etzlo, and all the time is what governing him or being by him or next to him, like a governess all the time with him. It's not clear so far what he is saying. Questions so far? Any questions about the letters, about the saying of Rabbi Amorai, saying of Rabbi Akiva, why the letter Gimel is third? Yes, we find the letter Gimel when Isaac is 3 years old. Vayigamal, yes, he rehabs from the mother's breast or from the relationship of mother and child, and he can walk himself through the desert of life like a camel that has enough water and grace in him. Vayigamal, Vayigamal. So let's continue to Mark 20, Siman Kaf. ומפני מה יש לה זנב למטה לגימל? And for what reason, yes, the gimel has a tail below. ומפני מה יש לה זנב, and from what reason she has a tail at the bottom, the gimel. For what reason the gimel has a tail in the bottom? This is the question. Amlahim, he told him, ראש יש לו לגימל מלמעלה. Head has he to the gimel from above. ודומה לצינור. The head of the gimel is similar or resemble to a pipe. And he says like this, like final nun. מה צינור זה שואב מלמעלה ומריק מלמטה? What this pipe is pumping from above, yes, and delivering from the bottom. אף גימל, also גימל, pumping דרך הראש, through the head, ומריקה, and delivers and empty itself, דרך הזנב, through the tail. וזהו גימל, and this is גימל. Questions? סימן כ"א, Mark 21. אמר רבי יוחנן, said רבי יוחנן, בשני נבראו המלאכים. In the second day, the angels were created. נבראו. Please pay attention. נבראו from בריאה. In the second day. אמר רבי יוחנן, בשני נבראו המלאכים. In the second day, the angels were created. דכתיב, that it is written, Psalms 104:3, המקרא במים עליותיו. וכתיב, and it's written in the same chapter, but verse 4, עושה מלאכיו רוחות, makes his angels spirits, משרתיו אש לוהט, his servants burning fire. So let's read again what Rabbi Yochanan said. אמר רבי יוחנן, בשני, in the second day, נבראו המלאכים. In the second day, the angels were created. דכתיב, that it is written in Psalms 104:3, המקרא במים עליותיו. מקרא is from Korah, like there is when we build a house and there's a roof. So we put like slices of wood, yes, like long wood, and then upon we put the roof. So it's like long wooden sticks. This is Korah. Mekareh. It is like firm ground to put something on, because the tiles of the roof, they cannot sit on air and we say this is the roof. You have to put something solid, like a wooden, yes, wooden sticks, diagonal, they are connected to each other, they create some kind of a grid from wood, and then we can put the tiles on them. So the wooden sticks are creating like a solid grid in which we can put the tiles on. So המקרה במים עליותיו. מקרה is a verb, comes from קורה, from solid. So there is the description here about the firmament that was created in the second day. It is something solid. רקיעה, רקיעה, firmament is something solid. So the heavens are very high. So there are like floors or different heights in them. And one of them is rakia, or the firmament. And the firmament is solid. This is why he says here, and he uses Psalms, hamekare ba'im alotav, because it's like infinite height, like the roof space. If you take it as an example, it's infinite height. So you need solid, in a way, floor. So aliotav, it's also his attics or ascendings. So there is a need of something solid. Hamekare, it's also from happening, yes, but also from kora, those wooden stakes upon the ceiling is being, not ceiling but the roof, something solid. So he uses here, Rabbi Yochanan, 2 verses to express why the angels were created, not formed, but were created in the second day. Because in the second day we learn about the water, yes? And there's a double aspect to the second day. And he brings the double aspect of the second day from the verses. From Psalms 104, he speaks about the water. How can it be that a holy blessed he, in this infinite expanse of the heaven, makes or causes solid space in which he can ascend and descend? This is infinite air, so how does he make those like solid, not floors, but grids to come ascend and descend? So this is one aspect. So he says, "Hamekare b'mayim aliotav." He makes the grid is in the water in one verse, but in the next verse that he uses, if here he uses water, the next verse he says, "Ose mal'achav ruchot," makes his angels spirits, meshartav esh lohet, his servants burning fire. So what kind of elements do we find here? And everything is happening in the second day. There's water, there's a spirit, and there is fire and burning fire. From those 2 verses, he learns that the angels were created in the second day, because there's an element of water and there's an element of fire against the water, and there's also spirit or air between them. This is a very distinct teaching. And Yanis was asking before about Angel Michael, Angel Gabriel, and the minister of peace between them. This is very, very deep teaching. ואמר רבי לויטס בן תברוס. ואמר רבי לויטס, from Levi, Levitas, ben Tavros might be from Tiberia, maybe from a city next to the Lake of Galilee, Kinneret. הכל מודים, everyone admits. ומודה רבי יוחנן, and Rabbi Levita says, and also Rabbi Yochanan admits, שהמים כבר היו, that the water were already, meaning the water are not mentioned to be created, that the water were there. He says, Vayomer Vayivra, and he created, but next to the word water, if we look very carefully in Genesis 1, we don't find that the water were created. The water were there. And this is what Rabbi Levitas ben Tabros from the maybe city of Tiberia says. Hakol modim, everyone admits. Umode Rabbi Yochanan, and also Rabbi Yochanan admits. Dehamayim kvar hayu, that the water were already there. Aval basheni, but in the second day, hamekare b'mayim aliotav. But in the second day, there is a verse from Psalms, hamekare, that makes grids in the water and causes, yes, in the water, there's ability somehow to cause, to form, yes, a grid that will enable the ascending and the descending through the water. But the water were not created. This is a problem. Umi hasam avim rechuvo, and who makes the clouds his vehicle? This is also a verse, part of the verse. The rest of the verse, which is not mentioned here, Hasam avim rechuvo, makes the clouds his vehicle, Hamehalech al kanfei ruach, which is walking on the wings of spirits. Umi, and now Umi hamehalech al kanfei ruach, and who is walking upon the wings of spirit? Question. Aval, now another question, but sheluchim, now he spoke about angels that were created in the second day. Please pay attention. Aval, sheluchim, messengers. There is, because sometimes we read angels and messengers, but so pay attention. Aval sheluchim, but messengers, lo nivreu, were not created until the fifth day. Questions? Mark 22. Umodim hakol, and everyone admits, shelo nivreu beyom rishon, that they were not created in day 1. Shelo yomru, that they will not say, Michael haya moteach bidromo shel rakia, that they would not say that Michael is stretching in the south of the firmament, veGavriel bitzfono, and Gabriel is stretching in the north of the firmament, vehakadosh baruch hu, and the holy blessed he, moded be'emtzao, is measuring in the middle. Ela, but, Anochi Hashem, I am being, Oseh kol, doing everything, Noteh shamayim levadi, stretch the heavens on my own, Rokea haaretz meiti. Yes? Firm the ground for me. This is a quote from Isaiah 44:24. And he concludes, Mi iti. He says, it is written, not me iti, from me. He separates and says, or he opens the term and says, mi iti, who is with me. So far, questions? Abigail, Felipe, Yanis. We're so happy that you're here. We would like to thank you for joining us today and to wish you Shabbat Shalom. And see you here on Saturday. If you have the time, we shall be happy to share with you from Sefer HaBahir. Toda. And if you have questions, you can send them or post them on Discord, and we shall try to answer them as direct answers or as a post. Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom, Felipe, Yanis, and Abigail. It was a pleasure to be with you.